Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Mike.
And JJ, and this football preview video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company, the perfect place to cater your team's next event.
We are checking in at the Veterans Memorial Stadium, home of the Long Beach City College Vikings, a team that's trying to get back to their winning ways. They won 3 conference championships in a row, then had a season to forget last year, going 4-6. That's the first losing season under head coach Brett Peabody, and they're trying to get things back on the winning track this season.
Brett Peabody, not a fan of the work ethic of last year's team, so he's trying to use that lesson with this year's team, saying, you don't want to be those guys, right?
Yes, he definitely had plenty to say. He felt like last year's team was not a high-character group. He said this year is the most excited he's been to coach a football team in a while, not just because of the depth at a number of positions, including some that have been problematic for the Vikings, but because of that high character, high work ethic. And he said they just like being with each other. They like working together. So obviously practices and everything else are a lot more fun as well.
Now, you don't know this, but they don't start their season when the high school teams start their season. They start it in a couple weeks after, so really they don't have a full depth chart, including the fact that the Vikings don't know who's going to be their signal caller this year. It's a battle for the quarterback position.
Yeah, that's definitely the most wide open spot right now. Drake Peabody, Derek West, a couple of the guys that are set to compete for that position as they're trying to figure that out. At running back, they are loaded. Saeed Galloway, Talon Patton from St. Anthony, Mason Bowens, John Watson, a lot of talent there. The receiving core, the most talented I've maybe ever seen there. Zion Bowens, Taj Wright, Zechariah Dolphin, Zach Leeds, TJ Culpepper. I mean, you got dudes all around, and up front, so much more depth than they've had in the past with Tayshaun Turpin, Christian Conrad, Eduardo Barajas, Chris Markopoulos, Josh Manuma. Obviously, you're going to recognize some of these names because we covered them in the Moore League.
Yeah.
Anthony Jones, Bryson Parham, you could go on and on.
Good group of the Moore League All-Stars on this version of this LBCC Vikings. It will be interesting to see which one of those stands out defensively, because that's been a theme too. Defense has always been good at LBCC under Peabody.
Well, and this year's defensive line is going to absolutely wreak havoc. Shane Irwin, Shaq LaBeouf, Divine Obacheri, Noah Bias, Junior Iono, Tim Gomez, they have got some dudes, and they're pretty excited, as you can see here. The coaches are pretty excited to watch that defensive line get after some opposing teams. JJ mentioned it, they don't start till September 7th. They're on the road against Grossmont, and then they will be hosting Mount Sac on September 14th. For all that coverage of your number 31 nationally ranked LBCC Vikings, you got to keep it right here.